There's a hose right by Stephen.
Oh, okay.
There's another.
These reach the center.
Bob and his wife Karina have graciously decided to come and help. We also have a few new things. We have 2 new gardeners and 24 returning gardeners. So we're very pleased with that. We have a new pet and human watering station outside the garden. And we are also accepting recycling pots and tags. So as the gardeners take their plants and start, today they're going to start planting the early crops, the greens, the kohlrabi, broccoli, cauliflower. We're waiting on the zinnias and the tomatoes and the peppers and eggplant until next week or even the week after because it's still a little too cold.
Yeah, this is fascinating. You're doing a great job here, Colin, I got to say. And if it wasn't for your leadership, your wife's leadership, and your team that you put together, this wouldn't exist. I want to do more of this throughout the city.
Well, Master Gardeners, URI Master Gardeners have been great. We've got 15 volunteers who are helping us. From 9 to 12, we've got 2 to 4 people every morning, including Saturdays. 3 gardeners who are not Master Gardeners, who are new gardeners, are helping. So with all those people, you get all kinds of different ways that we start seeds, and we're learning. We're having pretty good success. URI's greenhouse had a mouse problem. The mice ate almost all their peppers, so all the little pepper seedlings. So we had extra peppers. So I called and I said they had to quarantine them. So make sure that they weren't bringing in any problems. But because they had none, they said we won't be able to fill any of the orders. So we're going to cross-reference as we get closer to distribution to see if they need more or if and we won't get peppers from them because we got them, but we didn't grow very many herbs. So we're going to try to work, and it's the first time in 12 years I've given back to them. So I was really happy.
That's fantastic. You got a lot of good stuff going on here.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, my strawberries are coming up, my beets, radishes.
So you planted these
This
when?
is mine. The strawberries are actually from last year, and then they come back year over year. The oregano came back. I planted the peas almost a month ago, a little more than that, because they actually say the snow is good for peas. It makes them good flavor.
And the rabbits liked them.
And the rabbits liked them. Yeah, exactly.
Next to rabbits in here, so we scattered the rabbits and we thought they were getting in there. And then Ivan's garlic is coming up.
Garlic and onion.
That'll
Jeff brought some garlic from last year.
through July, and then he'll harvest it and save some for next year. But we're all going to meet around the carousel for a little.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Cheryl Faria, and on behalf of the Historical Society, I want to welcome you all to the 2nd year of gardening at the Hunts Mills Community Garden. And we're thrilled that so many of you have returned. Actually, 24 gardeners returned, and we had 2 available, which have been taken by our 2 new people, Cheryl and Francis.
And Janice.
So welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited.
So you kind of know this, but we have 3 rows of gardens, and each row has a garden leader, which is your point of contact for any kind of questions or concerns. But the first row is closest to the museum, which is led by Angel. Thank you very much. Thank you. And the middle row is led by Diane Luther Sylvia.
And Diane is also a new gardener this year.
That's
right. She started helping us with our project, so we think she's a veteran.
And the row closest to us is led by Ivan Cologne. So thank you to our garden leaders. Just to tell you a little bit of what to expect this year is a week from today, Saturday, we're going to have the plants to be given away out in front of the garden center. And then throughout the growing season, the first Tuesday of every month, we will have gardeners here to provide advice and help, and also the second Sunday during our monthly open house. And there's also new this year, the Master Gardener Hotline. I've got cards inside the garden center, but any time of the day of the week you can call, and there'll be someone there to answer questions.
You can send photos if you have an insect that you can't identify or a problem, and they'll research it. And they do email, and they also do live. I think they're live in person from like 9 to 11 or 8 to 12.
And lastly, as a gardener, you become a complimentary member of the East Providence Historical Society, and you get the monthly Gazette, our newsletter.
Great. Which fills you in on things that are happening.
Yeah, so anyway, welcome, and I'll let the count give some gardening tips.
Yeah, so I give gardening tips every month in the Gazette. Usually they're things that are pertinent to that time of year. But we've had a very good success so far starting seedlings for you guys. And that we also have 3 projects that Cheryl and I are involved in. We've housed them all here. We are growing tomatoes, eggplant, peppers, and then a lot of the cold weather crops we've moved outside into Garden G, so you can help yourself there. We're asking if you don't take a whole flat, take a few, and then leave the empty containers there so we can count them, so we can provide URI with a count. By next week, we're going to get a total count of our students. And we call it from germination to graduation. So we started with a group of volunteers, 15, there was about 12 master gardeners, and 3 or 4 of the gardeners have been helping us start the seeds, that's germination, then they go to first grade, then they go to high school. Some advance faster than others, some drop out, and once we get graduation, which will be next weekend, then we send them off to college with you guys, and they produce lots of fruit. So that's our goal. And we think we have close to 5,000 seedlings. So we're having some issues as they get through high school, like any high school student has issues.
Teen years are always the toughest.
And Danny Penengo is here. He's our board, our group
Well, member of our leadership
member
team,
of our leadership team.
but also tries very hard to be here during the gardening sessions to provide advice and help. It was wonderful last year.
And we are very happy to have Mayor Bob here with his support. As you all know, the city provided the fencing, the pavers, the soil, the compost support, and we're happy to have you, and thanks.
Thank you. Let me just say, first of all, I love Jeff and Cheryl. They're incredible. Incredible people. They have such passion for what they do. And I love that all of you are participating in this effort, because I think what the pandemic showed us is that spending more time out in the environment, enjoying gardening, it really has taken off. You know, we haven't gone to the vegetable gardening, but my wife started a pollinator garden during the pandemic, which we love, and we're all excited to see it all blooming and growing. And he turned me into a pawpaw fanatic. So now I planted 6 pawpaws in my yard because of him. So we'll see what happens. But we really love what you do here, and we're looking forward to, actually, we want to see more of this throughout the city. We're waiting on a grant from DEM. We think we're going to get it. We're going to do a major improvement over at Kent Park, but in that area we're going to put in a dog park, and we'd like to put a little community garden. But it's getting volunteers together, people who want to run it and do what you guys put into this. It can't just happen by itself.
That would be great for that community, sir.
So what was that?
That would be great for that little community in
It
there.
would be wonderful. It would be
Yeah.
wonderful. So we're looking at that, and then there's another parcel of land over by Pierce Field that's underneath the power lines of National Grid. We reached out to National Grid, and we're almost close on getting an agreement with them. But once again, I'm going to have to put out a call, and hopefully with your network, we can get some people in the community who want to participate in creating that community garden also, because this is so valuable, I think, to our well-being, our mental health, and it really is. It brings people into this great facility all year round. It's wonderful to have you all here. So thank you so much. I know that you have some new amenities that you added.
We did, yes. So after we blew out the water lines last year, at the end of the line was a cap that I had done. There was no way for the water to get out. So this year when we started the water up, we had a sprinkler. So the pipe split, even though it was a PEX pipe. So we came up with an idea to put an outdoor pet and human watering faucet. And now next fall, that'll be the last one we blow out. But we've got a dog bowl there. If anybody comes with their pet, it's potable water. So, you know, and if someone's visiting the area who doesn't have a key to the gardens, they'd be able to access the water.
Wonderful. Good stuff. Very excited, once again, very excited for all that you do, and it's what makes East Providence a great community. Even though you don't live in East Providence, you're still the county. You know, Seekonk and East Providence was one community at one time. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
When I was around.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thanks. Okay, so the new gardeners have keys, so everybody has keys. Many of you have already been establishing your seedlings and starting seeds. We've got lots of seeds to give away today. And then on Mother's Day weekend, the gardening special will be on Saturday. And then the open house will be here on Sunday. So it's Saturday morning from 9 to 11, if you can come, or if you spread the word to your other gardeners in your rows. Saturday morning, we'll have seedlings. It's still going to be a little bit early for tomatoes, eggplant, peppers to go in the ground. But if you could bring them home and keep them in a sheltered area, let them get used to being out in the sun and the wind. And then I really think, keep an eye on the weather, but usually it's more towards Memorial Day to put those in the ground and know they're going to survive. If you put them in too early and the ground is too cold, we get a lot of rain, they'll just suffer and they'll be miserable. So, but we want to get them out to you guys. And then the open house will be Sunday. The museum will be open, the education will be open, center. We'll be giving the hike at 1:30 by Ernie Germani. So those things are all available on Sunday, Mother's Day, from 1 to 3:30.
Can we get the whole group together with you guys in there and get a nice photo? Sure.
I'll be in the front. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, in the back row.
Good
No woodchuck, no woodchuck, no woodchuck.
All right.
Not only is she my wife, she's my photographer. We have a budget here. She's probably very funny.